So, after last session, pretty simple session. So you assisted Shira in having his wounds dealt with. You dealt with a
Wendigo.
variant of a Wendigo, as well as, Soul dealing with some mental trauma, Valiketh somewhat as well as giving Soul I guess you could call it a nod of approval or some shit. And ended the session off with Valak seeing 3 hound heads.
Indeed.
Alex, kindly give me a D100.
Okie dokie. $73.
Thank you. Cool. I will keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody wakes up and a familiar, grunt is heard. Why can I hear myself?
I can hear you too, don't worry.
It's through Valikath.
Oh. Hang on.
Okay.
Your settings aren't that obnoxious.
You need a better
Turn my volume
microphone.
down, it should help as well.
There we go. Okay, so... Yeah, now I can't hear myself. So, you all wake up, everybody hears a familiar grunt of one of your companions. Soul, Shira does finally wake up and, his grip around you
Hello?
does loosen.
Free.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Oh, hold on. I think Sinmac's going to deal with real life Baba.
Okay. So, Valak's pretty uneventful evening as morning rolls in.
Okay.
Valikath, pretty much the same for you. Oh, sorry. Worst time for a burp to happen.
Okay, I'm back. My daughter is very unhappy.
Welcome back.
Is she just being grumpy or is she
Yes.
sick? Or...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going through sleep regression.
Ah, fun.
Oh,
Very much.
that's not fun.
That was sarcastic, but okay.
What?
I think both of you were sarcastic.
Mine was sarcastic, yes.
Everyone's sarcastic.
I'm confused.
You are still a little shaken from the vision that you saw when you were essentially dead, though. So you do wake up a little bit shaken, but the calm in the area does kind of anchor you a little bit.
Imagine especially with the last encounter we had, he wakes up from a nightmare.
Yes. So, Shira kind of just slowly wakes up. Ugh, morning.
Ah.
Feeling better from yesterday?
Yeah. He says as he's trying to squirm out still.
I see you're ready for the morning. I will meet you outside in a bit.
I'll see you for breakfast. He's gonna like vroom, vroom out the tent. Ears red, booming out the tent.
Okay.
Scoop.
And obviously, slightly familiar grunt coming from this tent.
He's gonna like lean in, see if we can hear it again. If we can, then he'll be like, Sinmac, are you there?
Just another grunt.
Are you okay?
Be quiet, sleeping, trying to at least.
Sorry. And he's gonna run over to. I'm assuming Valix is still here, and he's gonna be like, "Syntax back!" Like as if it's not obvious.
And Valix would just reply, and not really caring, as it's so common that it doesn't really even matter anymore.
Yeah, well, I know he disappears on occasion, but it's always exciting when someone comes back. Well, especially for him, he just poof and then repoofs, and we never know when.
Valix would just shrug.
Like a jack in the box.
Good. Well, good morning to you too, Valix. Did you hear any scary things last night?
Well, I heard you and Shira talking.
And literally like he's breathing, and then he just starts choking on his own breath. Because that took him so by surprise.
You just see Valix casually sitting there, all indifferent, calm. Oh yeah, I basically heard you two talking about stuff last night. No pressure though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Valix would just
He's gonna go ears red, turns away, pretends he's trying to make fire, but he can't do that. He'd burn himself.
yeah. Sure you don't, Elril.
Soul.
Sure you
Not
don't.
Elril.
Or Elril. Soul.
The twinks.
You fucking twinks. You
He's
totally
just gonna
weren't
ignore
talking
you with
to.
like a pout on his face.
You totally weren't talking to Shira in the same tent at late at night when you thought you were away from prying eyes and ears. Totally.
You're making it sound like it was something uncouth. It was not. Also, don't eavesdrop. That's rude.
Well, be better at being quiet then.
Like clicking his tongue. He's like, meh, 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 meh. He's just sulking now.
Your secrets are not safe anymore as long as my ears are open.
Your secrets are not safe with me, bitch.
Looks at Valix mildly alarmed. Like, okay. Well,
Does Shira come out of the tent? Oh,
Yep.
sorry. Go.
No. I was just gonna say, have you seen Valikov? But
Oh.
first.
I'd look to Soul. He's still in his tent, so I can hear him breathing still. Just like I can hear Sinmac and the other one before looking to Shira. Well, your wounds are fully healed after we dealt with that Wendigo, and you were able to recuperate in that pond, or whatever you want to call it. As we're still missing Elril, as I'd open up the watch and pretty much see just Elril being used as a ping pong still, right?
Uh-huh.
Before I'd close it, well, as Elril is still being used as a ping pong, or whatever, do you have any other leads we could potentially take, Shira?
There's a possibility we could run into somebody while we're out here, but I guess we could probably just go sightseeing for a bit.
I suppose so.
Who might we run into? A friendly person, right? Please say they're friendly.
Yes.
Okay.
Been a while since I've dealt with them, but you never know, they might show up considering the situation that's been happening with the Feywilds. Something definitely feels off. In any case, at least one of our companions is back.
Yeah, he's I think he's still sleeping. But I think it would be a good idea to maybe sightsee in a way of familiarizing ourselves with parts of the Feywilds as best we can. It's never a bad thing.
That is true. Well, we do need to have the other two awake. We can't just leave them here. That's not entirely the safest thing to do, so
Maybe the smell of breakfast will wake them up. If someone can please help me, I can boil water. That's about it.
I'd throw a firebolt into the campfire to light it up for Solue.
Lovely.
He like blinks like you know when you get that heat wave. He's just like
Yep.
gives Valix a little like squint over his shoulder. Like you could have done that more calmly, but it is what it is. And then I go find our ugly tea set kettle thing and start boiling water because that's pretty much all I can do. Can't cook.
Malekith leaves his tent, muttering something under his breath, and begins to break down the tent.
What were you muttering under your breath, sir?
Does he need to roll for that, DM?
No, I have a
Or is it just
23 passive. I have a 23 passive perception. I can hear you.
Give me a sec.
DM's call?
Hello.
Hello?
Give me 1 second. My keyboard's having a fucking aneurysm.
Smash it.
If I ever want to hear something, someone just says it casually or mutters it, I can just hear it. I love it.
That's why. Fucking, I really need to disable this. There we go. Okay. So, honestly, if you want to hide it, you're gonna have to roll for it. He's got fuck high passive perception. So you do need to beat his passive perception, which is 23.
23.
He doesn't care much about it. He says, burn in the 9 hells, you damn thing. There are certain things you don't mess with.
Okay. I just wanted to know today. That's all. I didn't really care. I just wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Anyways.
Valix is just that petty.
Okay.
Alright, let's turn off my light so I can immerse myself. Okie dokie.
Well,
Oh, wait. Yeah. Sorry, go, I'll say after.
no worries. I think let's just have some rations for this morning. Somebody should probably wake our Minotaur friend there.
I tried and he told me to shh. He's sleeping.
Today's the training day of our, I think, proficiencies or expertise.
End of the day, yeah.
Okay.
So, give me 1 second.
Alright.
I just want to get this to work. Not what I wanted. There we go. What's this thing called again? My brain is stupid. Okay. So, while Sinrak is still asleep, your camp is currently having some creature slowly approach it. Very cautiously.
Do we see it?
Yep.
I immediately look to Shira as if like a, what's that? Is it going to eat us, kind of thing?
I haven't seen one of those things in very long. I actually thought those things had died out. I believe they were called Fernolfs.
For what now?
Yeah. Let me just... There we go.
No. Oops.
From what I understand, they are pretty docile creatures. Seems this one's alone. It's probably just curious, considering, well, none of us here are from the Feywilds. Properly, anyways.
And then can
He does.
curious, so he wants to go look, but he's too scared to go alone.
So he goes to the edge of the camp and kind of just holds out his hand with a couple of, little bits of rations in it. And it does slowly, that slow, like, crouched walk almost.
Yeah.
As it does take a little bit of a sniff at the rations before taking a piece and hopping backwards.
It's so cute. Saul's gonna go like find rations somewhere, grab something like off his plate or whatever, and come back and do the same thing. Like, let me feed it. Like, let me feed the squirrel or the deer or whatever it is.
Looks more like a
Squirrel or a
fox.
deer?
It is somewhat between the size of a wolf and a fox. Well, in just general size.
Like
A
medium-sized
Labrador.
doggy, basically. Yeah. Are they usually alone?
Well, considering the fact that I haven't seen one in forever, and they normally are in very small packs, but this one seems to be either looking for a new home or was exiled from its pack. Difficult to tell.
Does it look hurt in any way?
No. I'm just quickly putting this in. Beast notes. There we go.
Like mossy almost. Cute.
So it does approach you and takes a ration out of your hand as well.
He gets all excited. He's like, yay!
With it being this close to you all now, you do notice that the almost fern-like... It's almost fur, but almost at the same time it looks just straight up like plants. The blue...
Tail.
Yeah, the like bluish green ferns that run along his body are slightly glowing.
Would I be able to give it a piece of ration and do a animal handling check to see if it would approach me a bit more?
You can definitely try.
I'm gonna move right here then. Okay. 18? 19.
Let me see what it's going to do. Give me 1 second. Because I did make I just put the image and I forgot to attach it to the
It casts fireball.
No.
I mean, I'd survive. I don't know about Soul UA.
I'll just put-
Now, at this level, we can handle a 3rd level spell.
It is a 9th level fireball. No.
Oh my god.
Even that, I don't think would be that bad.
Speak
Not
for
as bad as
yourself.
freaking 138 psychic damage.
Yeah, psychic
And an
damage is a
impossible
little bit
saving throw.
scary. Yes, because that creature was essentially a buffed up variant of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just quickly getting the stats onto this. There we go. Creatures. Okay. I hate that it does this. Want to see all skills, damn it.
Generally, if a skill isn't listed, it's just the appropriate ability score modifier.
Yeah, oh well. I'll just do that. I believe that should be a charisma check then.
Against my animal handling.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, you succeed.
I do?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It does come closer to you.
Cool. Does it let me rub its head?
It does let you touch it, yes.
Cool.
You do notice that the fur on like the snout is very soft, but then on the ears and that is more almost plant-like, so it's a little tougher.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, the texture.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And
Well, I'm not opposed to it hovering.
after a little bit, it does back off, almost giving a little bow, thanking you for the food before it hops off.
Okay.
Maybe we should go wake Sinmac now. He's gonna miss breakfast otherwise.
I actually have a very funny thing to do to Sinmac right now.
Cool.
I just need to see if
Do
I
it.
have creature here.
Creature! Wakey wakey.
Never mind, don't do it.
Do it!
Turn it
Now,
into
now
a
you
dragon.
definitely haven't be eaten by a dragon. Do it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do something fucked up to him and he's gonna hate me for it.
Good. Yes. He's been missing too much trauma.
So, Sinmac, you are woken up by something, from what you can
Biting your
tell,
toes.
licking your eyeball.
What the fuck?
Well,
Your
technically
eyeball?
your eyelid.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
okay. Because I don't
Okay.
sleep with eyes open.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did like the tongue slither past his eyelid and it's just like on top of his eyeball?
Oh, that's even worse. Okay, but I'll immediately wake up.
Okay, look in Beast Notes. You are woken up by this thing. It's kind of
So
just
cute.
standing there, looking at you before you see its tongue come at your eye again.
I'm immediately gonna grab it.
As you grab it, it like, you know how you grab wet soap too quickly and it kind of just whoop, out of your hand?
Uh-huh.
Exactly that, and then it starts hopping off out of the tent.
I'm gonna try and grab after it, so I'm eating that
Like
thing.
rolls out this tent going after the
Give
teeny
me-
tiny little umbrella lizard.
Give me a dexterity check.
Go, Simak, I believe in you. Do gracefully.
Straight dicks.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm doing a dex save. I don't have a creature thing yet. Okay, you catch it.
I'm gonna get out of my tent and throw it in the fire. Just
Okay.
on the
They're gonna
fire.
look at you like,
Before
what the fuck?
before this happens, you all see him walking towards the fire with this weird tiny little frog thing in his hand.
What are you doing?
I hate the fire, and I just chuck it on there.
You
Right.
just
Well,
see him
I
throwing this frog onto the fire.
side-eye Soul. I side-eye Soul as I tell her, well, if the Fae get angry at him, we're leaving him, right? I'm saying this in your
Soul's
head, by the
gonna-
way, Soul.
He's gonna like
Yeah,
look
that's
at you,
okay.
but he's like now preoccupied to try and get this little like lizardy thing. Would he have time to like snuff out the fire with prestidigitation?
Yes. Because precipitation is instantaneous.
He would snuff it
You
out
would
and then
snuff it out
fire
as the frog
out.
hits the logs.
But the logs would be hot still, wouldn't they?
Yes, but it wouldn't kill it.
Yeah, but it's not.
So it
burning.
would hit it. It would immediately hop off of the logs.
Yeah,
Look
like
at
touching an
you.
iron, I guess.
Look at you, Sinbad, and just give you this very angry and annoyed, like, ribbit before it hops away.
I'll let it hop away. It won this round. But next time I'm eating it.
Eating it. Oh my god! First he's gonna burn the Fae. Now he's gonna eat the Fae. Consider it's not even gonna make it 2 days in here. Maybe don't burn the wildlife.
It was licking my eyes. Of course I'm going to kill it.
Well, I did try wake you up earlier. He just keeps trying to make an excuse for this little lizard because he thinks it's cute.
But you weren't licking my eyeballs.
No, and I can't say I will do that to wake you up, but I can throw water on you or something of the sort if you'd like.
You would lose both your hands.
I will leave it to the lizard then.
At least the lizard has a fighting chance.
That's
If
also,
Sidmac
don't
turns
worry.
around, Soul's gonna turn like something on him, like Lumo fucking purple. With prestidigitation, like I don't know, some part of his clothing. It's gonna be like bright purple.
I won't even notice it.
No, you won't.
Well, at least you're finally awake.
Despite better judgment, yes.
Well, it seems that you went poof. Probably more fun with your dragon friends.
Yes, quite entertaining, to say the least.
I see. Well, we currently do not know the whereabouts of Elrol. We do know that he's still in the Feywilds.
Long.
Hopefully they'll be here soon. But for now we are going to be familiarizing ourselves with the area. And, well, hopefully running into somebody that might be able to assist us while we're out and about.
Great. Can you also teach me some survival tactics in the fire? As like
Number one, don't
avoiding
burn the Fae.
avoiding these frog things for
Um,
starters.
they're just natural wildlife out here, along with a few other things. But yes, you're just gonna have to get used to wildlife popping in your tent every now and then.
Okay, and then on the eating front, what would be good to eat? Plants, animals, so on. Just while we travel is fine.
That I'll have to show you more in person when we have to find those things. Finding
Yes.
animals to eat out here is a little bit more difficult, but it is possible.
I'll leave it up to you. I don't know anything about this place.
I can take you with me hunting when I do later tonight.
That would be appreciated.
Well, there's a few places we can go that might be within the area. We might even be able to find a different spot to set up camp. I think let's head a little bit closer towards where we were originally going. We might be able to run into a couple places along the way. So, let's pack up camp and be on our way.
Is there this person that we're supposed to run into? Can you give us a brief description so we know who to look out for?
If I'm going to be completely honest, it's best to just you'll know them when you see them. They go by the title of the Duskwalker.
Duskwalker. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops. Fuck.
Why is my flipping volume slider stuck at the bottom of my screen, Windows?
Anakin Duskwalker.
What do you mean everyone except Soul? Valix will just eat anything because he just drains it of its nutrients, Soul. Come on.
I know, but it's still funny, like the three big dudes that have to like eat lettuce if we didn't manage to kill something. It's just a funny idea.
Oh my gosh.
It's propaganda and slandering.
Oof.
I guess
Sorry.
they go pack up tents.
Yeah.
Busy packing up tents and all that nonsense.
Okay.
As will I.
Give me a second. Flipping. I'm so. Okay, I just need to restart my PC. I'll do that later. Oh well, it's just gonna bug me the whole session. Anyways,
Nothing major.
so you pack up your tents and everything, and you head on your way north. So, along the way, it's pretty peaceful.
Any other funny animals?
Let me quickly find a few images for you.
Sinmax dancing.
Why is he done?
Always.
I can just see his arrows, directional arrow going wee.
What else am I to do?
Move side to
There's
side.
no doors to open.
Yeah, you're in the wilds. Why the fuck would there be doors in the wilds?
Oh my god, if I found a
Exactly.
door in the Feywilds, I'd run as far away in the opposite direction as I could. That is dodgy.
Well, I mean,
God knows where you're going.
I'm just trying to get a couple images off of Pinterest. The best place to get images.
Although it's so full of AI slop now, it drives me mental.
Yeah, but at least it works, I guess. No, that's too dark.
Like, if you find an actual piece of art done by an actual person, you're like, oh my god!
I know, it looks way better
A
than
unicorn!
AI stuff. Here we go, yes. I'm not going to do too many, because it's just, you know, basic stuff. So, where is handouts? So there is one.
Like little fairy looking things. That's terrifying, actually.
It's just the scenery that I'm posting more than anything.
Mood?
I imagine, like, at points Soul would look very much like a kid in the candy store. Because it's all, like, so bright and colourful and, like, whimsical, which is exactly what he is. He's, like, having the time of his life. He's like, I could die at any second, but this is amazing!
Okay. So while you're walking,
Jellyfishy things.
Shira kind of turns to Valix and Valikas. Oh, you two. I'm very curious on how you ended up in this group. I guess Sinmac's reasoning is somewhat tied to yours, Valika.
Yes. We are one.
And I'm guessing your life hasn't been all too great to you. You seem to be holding a lot of the weight behind your eyes. Well, if I could see them, but you know what I mean.
I am.
Is he talking to Valix now or Valikith still? Gray?
He was talking to Valiketh. He's now talking to Valix. And you, Valix, I can't really seem to get a pinpoint on you. You're a bit odd to me.
I have no real reason to hide it. Originally, I joined this group back when it was myself, Valikith, and a few others. I originally only joined them to use them for my own benefits, just as Valikith and Sinmac here were using the others in the group for their own benefit. Recently, I was able to reacquire most of my memories. That's still fragmented, but the reason why I'm still with this group is one, a bunch of threats have started appearing that need my attention, so I can't truly focus on my home at the moment.
I see.
And secondly, the Void is now starting to take an interest in the world and mixing with the Feywilds.
Not entirely cleared up on what this void thing is, but that creature we fought definitely did not seem normal Fey.
No, it had Void energy off it. It was... I don't know the proper word, I guess. A hybrid of Void and Fey magic is the best way to describe it.
I see.
But if it helps put your mind at ease, I have no reason to betray the party, as it's in my best interest to continue working with all of you, if that is your concern, Fira.
Somewhat. Yeah, you do seem a bit odd of a type to even be more with what I would say, ulterior motives than anything.
Valix, without really blinking, would nod his head. And that is a fair assessment, considering my line of work before I was fragmented, let's call it, and I was put in a deep sleep.
I see. Well, at least you're somewhat trustworthy from what I'm noticing. Okay. So, after a while and some general conversation between all of you, you do finally come across a familiar place to Shira. Let me just double check which map it is. Not that one. Yes, this one.
Ooh, pretty.
So I'm trying to put you guys in the small area here. And from what you can see, it's a very slow running river, and around it is lots of various different colored butterflies, a couple of fireflies as well as from what you can see right in front of all of you, a few dancing wisps.
I was very fascinated by all of this. He literally looks like a child in a toy store. He just wants to go see everything. But he's also not leaving the guide's side because he doesn't want to just like randomly disappear. So he's doing that thing of like when like your toddler tries to drag you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this way, this way, this
Yeah,
way.
holding on to the sleeve of the
I'm
clothing.
like, I want it this way, this way. I want to see that, but I don't want to go alone.
You can go. This is a safe area. I've been here a few times.
Is it a home of sorts?
Well, it was one of the areas that I ran into when I was in here alone. Surprisingly, not many dangerous creatures show up here.
Good place to be, then. We should definitely try and memorize, as easy as it is to memorize the Feywilds, I guess, this area. And then he's going to get distracted and start playing with the wisps with dancing lights because he's like, look, I can make pretty stuff too.
So I got a 33 nat 20 perception check, so let me know if there's anything that ever happens in this area.
Well, with that, you do notice that the wisps are deliberately chilling around this rock. From what you can tell, it does have some rune carvings in it that seem to be holding some sort of natural magic, but nothing that's dangerous.
I'd walk up to and ask Shira what these runes mean, if he can understand them. Unless, do I know these runes or no?
These are not exactly like
I know.
writing.
Okay, well, I'm just asking. So I have Sylvan, Abyssal, Elvish, Draconic, and Common.
So with Sylvan, you can immediately tell these are more just like natural runes that just over time magic seeping into something carves into. So it's not any direct magic, it's just natural.
Got
induced.
it.
Well,
Man.
these are really just, I guess you could call them magic stones? Magic rock? I don't really know, personally. But they're not really harmful in any way. They're more just runes that get carved in by natural seeping of magic into them.
Okay.
You do notice all the different little butterflies, the fireflies that are chilling right at the edge of the river here by the little bank. Yeah, riverbank, yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing else really. The water is very slowly flowing down this direction. And you do notice there's a very soft breeze blowing through the trees.
Okay. I don't hear anything either, right?
No.
Okay. Alright.
Oh,
Well, I look to Soul.
as good a resting
sorry.
spot as any.
I look to Soul. I don't hear, smell, or see anything for a good distance, Soul, so I suppose go wild or whatever if you want to explore this little place.
He looks like overjoyed when Valak says that to him. He's like, woohoo! And then he's just gonna zoom to, like, I don't know, that tree because it's close.
Meanwhile, Alex looks at the Wendigo that's just eyeing Soul, not saying anything.
Oh
He'd
god.
be back here before he could even fucking blink.
I just give a thumbs up to the Wendigo. It's like, he's all yours now, Mr. Wendigo.
Shiro just goes to the riverbank and, like, cups his hands in the river and takes a bit of a drink.
I shall join him.
I will actually take my water skin and fill it up with some water, so we at least have some if we need it.
Yeah. So this is drinkable water.
I kind of figured. Yeah. All right.
Well, considering we've been walking for quite a while, we could actually use this area as a little spot that we can camp out in. It is a lot calmer than usual, at least. Usually there's a lot more wildlife here. We'll probably end up showing up here later on in the evening. Sinrak, you do notice that the fireflies are somewhat just hovering around you, like one or two land on your horns before they flutter off again.
Okay.
After a little while, the wisps that are dancing around the stones fly off in different directions.
Are these trees just like, I want to say Pandora-looking trees?
So
Of like Avatar, basically.
they aren't exactly trees; they're more bushes. So they've got leaves as well as these almost mushroom-like looking growths on them. They're more orbs, and they do emit light.
Okay. I think, yeah, I mean, he'll be playing around there, and then he'll just try hop, skip, and jump across on stones or whatever. If there's no stones, he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just go."
It is a shadow. It is a shallow river. So.
And because he wants to go
Shadow
look
river.
at these lights.
Yeah,
on
so
the-
up to like just under knee height, almost.
Oh, yeah, he'd take his shoes off and like he can see people drinking the water, so he'd be like, oh, "Okay, cool, I can just wander through it," and then it's going on an adventure. It's gonna go look at this pretty sparkles on the tree across the river.
Oh, okay. Soul. You do notice.
Change my mind, I'm coming back.
You do notice a bit of a like slight rustle behind this tree.
And you thought I was joking about the Wendigo. Joke's on you.
My fucking Misty step back.
Listen, man, if I gotta sacrifice you for a cool little power up for like a day, so be it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, surprise me, you don't got a person who can revivify anybody.
Okay, I just need to quickly make their token. Because I forgot
no.
to make the token.
Just wanted to see the pretty lights.
Nearly done.
Gives me time to write notes.
All right. Now wait, what's actually happened?
You will see
Oh, Ray is just
now.
making something quick or doing something.
Okay, I was gonna say because like if Soul's dying, I want to see Soul die first. My
Soul's
perception.
not dying.
Okay. Yet. You didn't say yet. Let's be real. Someone's probably gonna die again in the Feywild before this arc is done.
I think it's going to be Sinmac because he tried to burn one.
Honestly,
Come on,
I
man.
kind of agree. It's gonna be Sinmac or Elril that dies in this arc.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not
And Elril might die
disagreeing
from
with
one.
No,
you.
I don't think Elro will die unless he like just dies.
No,
in
no,
battle.
we gotta remember, right? Like out of character, Elril has to betray us to kill that person we're looking for. Remember?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's not going to die though. Something else will happen. Sure. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, no. Think about it. If like this person's really important and they're like, we can't let them die, and we have to choose between like saving that person that could save more lives or Elril.
No.
Okay.
I missed a step. Goodbye.
Oh, is that a normal Wendigo?
No.
It's got a skull. I'm leaving.
As a
And-
chair.
It's just the image that I found, okay? And
Virgil
so from
That's the
behind the
good-
tree, this creature kind of just comes out and just looks at you for a moment.
If it looks anything like that, he would start retreating and probably like fall into the water because he's like, no, don't know what that is. But no, he wouldn't go toward it. He'd genuinely be like scared of it.
What an interesting little hybrid.
He doesn't say anything. He's just looking at it like, maybe if I don't move, it won't see me.
What a natural reaction to be afraid of what you don't understand.
He's gonna like slowly turn to see if like the others are like across the river, and see if they.
Valix happily waves at Solue. Listen,
Turns
if we have to do side shit, I'm gonna torment Soul during it.
Wow.
I need amusement somehow.
You're not going to try kill me, are you?
No, not unless you
wait.
give me reason to.
No reason.
Well then,
Oh.
there's no reason
just-
for you to be afraid of me then.
You have an intimidating visual.
Visage.
One of the various ways that I've been described, yes.
And we ran into a similar, not exactly the same, not to say it looks like you, but a similar creature a night ago, and it did try to kill us.
Oh, those.
Yeah.
Those are more mortal creations than anything. Those things only came into being because of your, let's say, fears of yourselves.
Valix would speak, so basically just pale imitations of the real thing.
Not exactly. See, they are more primal and
Ah,
uncontrolled.
I see.
I'm a lot older than they are.
I see. Interesting.
I'm actually surprised at how kind you were to such a timid creature as that little fey animal that came to your camp earlier today.
Valix would tilt his head slightly before remembering. Ah, you mean that almost wolf-looking creature, correct? The fuck. What do you actually call it again?
Fernwolf, I think. Fernwolf.
Fernwolf? Yeah,
Wow.
Minutes.
Fernwolf. Wait, is it Fernwolf? Yeah, wait, is
Yes.
it Fernwolf or
Fernwolf.
Fernwolf? Okay,
Fernolf.
Still in the
Fernwolf.
chat.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't know if that was a mistype. You mean that Fernwolf, correct?
Yes. She's one of the very few that are left. As you see from behind it comes out the Fernolf that you met earlier.
Vulcan look excited, like, oh my god, it's something good! Yay!
As it somewhat rubs itself against the creature before walking up to you.
He's gonna kneel down and kind of like hold out his hand as in like a, you can touch me / can I touch you, pet pet.
I guess I would. Oh,
Hmm?
sorry.
No,
go.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I guess I would then walk up, seeing that creature again, and hold out more rations, since we have an overabundance of rations.
It does rub its face against your hand, Soul, before taking a ration from Valix and moving back again.
It totally likes me more, so I win. Ha! Alright, anyways, back to game.
If he says that,
No, I didn't say. I did not. I did
A
not.
different color.
I did not say that in character, as tempted as it was to do so.
Let's just say it was more of a measure of each of you individually. However, one of you I've already had a couple of dealings with.
You mean he's gonna like point toward Shira, but he's not gonna say his name because he's like, Feywild, don't give names away to things I don't know what you are. That one.
I thought he was talking about the fact that Sinmac tried to cook a Fae.
You don't need to worry. I already know his name, and I do not take names.
Okay, well, since you're familiar with him, might we know who you are? What you are?
I think he's already told you.
Are you this friend?
Oh, you're the one that we made to meet. And he looks at Valix like, oh my god, I made the most amazing discovery.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured, like, when we saw this dude just casually talking to you out trying to, like, eat you, that he was most likely one Shira was trying to get us to meet, or bring us to meet.
Yes.
The Dusk Walker?
One of my many names, yes.
Vol immediately looks like more relaxed around this thing now. He's like, oh, okay, it's not gonna kill me. Okay. I'm fine to vibe now.
I would ask the creature, just out of slight curiosity, how I didn't notice it or him or her, whatever it is, when I was looking around earlier. Was it invisibility or some other trick, or were you just in a pocket dimension type deal?
Young one, you are in the Feywilds. Do you not realize that somebody of my stature is
I
practically
do.
one with the very fabric of this realm?
I would shrug. Oh, I do. It's just my curiosity is all.
Like, in almost an instant moment, you just see him vanish for, like, a split second before they show up on a rock over here that they're just sitting on. They're
The tongues. He's speaking in tongues.
Shut up.
Witch, burn it! Turn back! Burn it!
He is sitting on the rock with his legs crossed as he just kind of looks at each of you. What an interesting collection of people. A half-breed orc who has lost his very own arms due to... Very interesting group that I really have never heard of. A minotaur who killed his own family. A very interesting breed of elf who has lost his memories. And a half-breed changeling Eladrin.
Eladrin? Me?
You haven't noticed
As
it in
you
your
go.
in the way that your very life force works, have you?
No. My mom is a normal
Normal
elf.
elf. Yes.
And
However,
then my
you
dad
don't
was
really fully understand how elves and Eladrin are essentially the same, do you?
I know they live in harmony, but they're different.
Different, yes. More like any elf can become an Eladrin over time. You've just got a very weak blood on the Eladrin side. It seems that the changeling blood in you has made you more of an Eladrin than an elf.
He looks very confused. He's like, "What do you mean, sir?"
Oh, what a cute little mortal. Let me put it in simpler terms for you. The more you are connected with the Feywilds, the longer you spend in it, as well as if you are, well, as you are, half of a Feywild creature, it can tend to turn your elfish. Oh my gosh, why is that so difficult?
Elvishness?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why can I not speak?
Speak in English? Speak in English or
Elfness.
speak in tongues? Make up your damn mind.
Shut up. Every single time I say it, my brain just dies. What the fuck?
Ray, elf. Ray.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Your elvish blood has been slowly changing, soul.
Oh. Is that a bad thing?
Well, that is entirely up to you.
He just looks very confused. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
And yes, I have dealt with Shira in the past. He's a bit of an interesting fellow as well.
Yes, he was telling us some stories. Then may we know what makes you so interesting, since you know so much about us. He asks very hesitantly.
You haven't figured it out yet, have you? Well,
He looks to Valix as if like, help me!
my more official title would be the Sovereign of Silent Twilight.
I have no clue what Soul is begging Valix for help for, because I was blanking out, but I do have questions to ask this creature.
You seem to be
Any of us
wanting
heard of that
to...
name?
No, none of you. Even Soul. However, Soul, you do know that anything that resides within the Feywild that has a title of Sovereign is more than likely an Archfey.
Soul just shitting her pants. Or his
The
pants.
minute he's like sovereign of souls, just like he visibly tenses. He's like, oh god, okay.
You seem to have questions, little horned elf.
Soul's gonna like whisper,
Yes.
be polite, it's an archfey.
You said before, when you were talking about those Wendigo-like creatures, how they were formed from humans and how you were here long before them. I'm curious, have you ever met another creature, a mortal at least, or semi-mortal, as most elves can live ageless, like me with the connection to the void?
Not personally, no. I've
Hmm.
heard of them.
Good to know. And by chance, do you know of the Void Lords in any capacity? Fuck. Okay, Ray, I need a confirmation. Are you calling them Monarchs or Void Lords? I need to know, because I keep getting them mixed up.
It doesn't
need
matter.
an
Whatever
actual-
you call them is what your character's gonna call them.
Okay, Void Monarchs, or whatever.
No, I have not. However, there has been some very odd happenings within the Feywild as of recent.
Yes. When we were actually originally coming in here, we ran into a creature. I can't say its name, or I would die, because it's basically you just say its name and you die, right, Ray?
Pretty
Remember,
much.
you didn't know its name. You just know that if
No,
you know its name.
No, I know its
He knows
name. I just can't
You
He
know
say
just
its
it.
name.
can't say it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, when we ran into that creature, it's had the touch of the void to it in some capacity. Do you know why that could be at all?
That I'm not sure on. However, I do know that the creature you're talking about, there's only 3 of them. The one that you ran into is one that I have lost all connection with. It seems to have gone wild. Considering they are not normally in that state, and they are actually able to communicate. It was
When we were facing it, it was feral, but yet still smart enough to use strategy, so perhaps the void didn't turn it fully feral, but more force its bestial instincts to the surface.
That does
But
sound more
I'm not
likely,
sure.
yes.
It's concerning.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to track it down soon. Having one of those being as hostile as it is currently, able to just run free, is not too good for the wilds. So, Shira, you were correct in your assumption on me showing up. And it is to do with the situation within the Feywilds. We seem to be almost on the same harmonic frequency as the material plane. And is that why time outside is going a lot slower than it normally does while we're here? It would seem so. In any case, you two on the other side of the river, you've been very quiet.
I don't specifically have much questions. I'm not knowledgeable enough on this matter.
I see. And what of your masked friend there?
I've little to ask.
Oh, at least they're truthful.
Can't say I know much either, but I always have a lot of questions about things. If I could ask one, I'm just curious if you have a more specific idea of why this frequency is the way it is.
Something old is affecting the Feywilds, older than me. I'm not entirely sure what or who it could be. As well as the fact of whatever it is definitely Fey. Being who I am, you would think that I would be able to know who this Fey is. But every single attempt that I've had to contact them or even find them has just led me in a circle.
See. So it would be another archfey of sort, then?
I'm not sure. I know all of the Archfey that are currently alive. Whatever this is could possibly be older than that. And judging from how it's able to even control the Fae as it is, definitely stronger.
Oh.
Now, I can tell you are very curious as to why I'm not acting in similar ways as other Fae do. Am I correct?
I would nod.
Yes.
I'm guessing Soul would, yeah.
Soul, right, like, yeah.
Well, I'm curious. From your understanding, how do Fae normally act? How do they... What is that word you mortals use? How do they interact with you?
Well, I can't say for certain, as I never directly interacted with the Fae concerning my past. That was delegated to others to interact with them. But typically, from what I was able to read about and was informed of, they were tricksters that have a vastly different moral compass than most mortals and a different perspective on how things work.
I guess it depends on the type of fae we had to run into, but yes, as he has said, usually quite tricksy. Malicious or not.
Well, A plus for doing your homework. Yes, that is how most Fae, if any majority of the Fae actually act. And it is how all of the other monarchs. Bleh, brain, you. Alex,
Sovereigns. Don't worry, get it.
Fuck off! Don't blame my ass for this.
Your
I
fault.
did nothing.
and it is how all of the other sovereigns conduct as well. However, I work more on truth. Honesty and fairness.
Well, that's comforting to hear.
Yes. Take it in that, in more of a direct sense. If I was to want your name, it would come at equal fair value to what you would be giving me.
Well, actually, it probably looks like quite like, I'd say, surprised at that because of the power a name holds. So he's kind of like, wow, damn, okay. Well, he then like looks to Shira for a hot second, and then looks to everyone else, and then looks back at the sovereign and is like, well, then at least you have my trust on equal terms.
So, with you now able to get a better look at how they actually are, you can notice that a lot of their body is covered in these very almost pitch black feathers. The skin that you can see is almost ashen, like bleh,
So like
like an
grayish
ashen
almost.
marble. Yes.
Okay.
The antlered horns that you can notice almost have the same texture to that of oak,
Okay.
and the eyes, well, the eye holes
Okay.
out of them is this very faint glowing crimson.
Ooh. Fancy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the bone is a more silvered hue to it. So it
Okay.
somewhat glints with the light that's shining off of the orbs.
Wawa.
Those
Okay.
things, yeah. And
Okay.
you can immediately tell when he was moving, it was dead silent. Almost as if they are just drifting throughout the Feywilds more than walking.
Okay.
So, in addition to the deals that I have made in the past with some of you mortals, I am also what you would call a judge. I make sure that any pacts that are made, both parties are. I make sure that they stick to their bargains. And if any of those deals are broken, well, I deal with the issue.
Just use Psi-powered leap and step over the river.
I did not know that had a
Oh.
sound attached to it.
Very lasery.
I
Yeah.
know of one faction that broke their word.
Mhm. I'm listening.
We had made an agreement, our home, with the Steel Force. Ceasefire, if you will. They broke this agreement, devastated our home, massacred our people.
Well, this is unfortunate. It is not exactly something that is within my realm of control. You see, I keep in check more of the pacts and deals made between the Fae and your mortal world.
I see. But you may still be interested in a mutually beneficial trade, if it should
Oh.
help me bring them down.
Oh, I'm listening.
I would discuss with my companions as to what I might offer. It
You
would be
may
convenient
discuss
if you
away.
accepted gold.
I might.
I turn to the group. For anything other than gold that would be likely successful.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I wasn't really expecting to suddenly make a deal about the Steel Force while we were in this Feywild, so I don't know.
Mostly turn to Sol.
Sol's gonna kind of look at like he's like also like a bit surprised, like
Yeah.
think any pact or agreement that you make should be done to a singular or two people at most, especially since it's something so personal. But I've never made a agreement like this before, so I don't know.
Very well. Gold it is.
Give me one moment. I'm just trying to. I've got a few things written down about this character. Just find something that I wrote. So, what exactly are you looking for from him?
Anything that would help out in combat, specifically against the Steel Force. He's already working on his own means of protecting his mind. He's mostly got that covered. Anything to deal with magic, spellcasting, fire, lightning, and anything that just brings squishy wizards down quick.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. So, he's going to be completely and fully truthful here. He's laying out exactly what this deal is going to be. There's always a price to everything. So this is essentially, you have to understand, is it worth the price or is it not?
Mm-hmm.
So, you want power.
If it should assist me.
Well, I can offer you this. But no. With power comes price. And with all things, they must cast a shadow. And yours will always walk behind you. So, I will give you this power. However, the price is steep.
I'm listening.
You will be marked. You will owe me nothing other than the gold that you will be paying. However, the shadow you cast will not be your own. The power you gain each time that you take a life, your shadow will absorb it. All of their ambitions, regrets that they had not seen through in their lifetime will manifest. You will be haunted by them. Should you die, your soul will rather come to the Feywilds. You will not owe anything to any Archfey here, but you will rather become one of the creatures that reside in the wilds. As for the power, that sword you're wielding, it almost thirsts to be something more than it is. I can give it that something. Your weapon will become unique, to put it in a word. So, I'm just gonna say exactly what the things are, because it is that kind of a deal. It isn't the kind of deal that, you wouldn't know what you're getting and you wouldn't know what you're paying. So, in more of a direct sense, you will be getting an additional +2 to your attack rolls and +1 to damage.
Mm-hmm.
You will also be gaining. Where is it? Where is it?
Let's go.
You will also be gaining Eldritch Sight and Misty Step. These are always prepared, and they don't use spell slots. However, you will have a mark that is burned into your skin. It can show up anywhere on your body, so this is essentially, I'm going to roll for where that shows up. Your shadow essentially becomes sentient. It is a reflection of the ambitions and regrets of those that you kill. It can not be seen by others unless you are within Fey light. You know it's there at all times, however. Everyone else will always see you without a shadow. It will occasionally speak into your dreams, and it can influence some of your decisions, which will be a saving roll, usually at disadvantage. And depending on how many creatures you have killed, your shadow can come to life, and it will be hostile.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the whole thing about your soul rather coming to the Feywild and you becoming a Fey creature instead.
Right.
Oh, and then... Sorry, I forgot one more. You get once per short rest, advantage on a saving throw against any kind of magic.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, will you take this deal?
Consideration to be made was an abstract one. More than I'd like.
It is entirely up to you. I do not force my deals. All I ask is for a measly amount of 15 gold.
I'd rather pay 500 and be rid of any of the downsides.
Unfortunately, power always comes at a price, and these are not prices that I set in. These are the prices of the power that you are seeking.
Well, I believe the things that this offer would provide, while great, are already somewhat within my capabilities.
Very
We should
well.
build upon them rather than gaining more alternatives.
And that is entirely your mortal choice.
In that case, I decline your deal.
Then so be it. As for you, Shira, since we last spoke, I believe you are probably willing to make a deal finally. I have figured out how to detach you from that weapon. You do see Shira's eyes kind of light up for a moment. And the price of it, I take it it's not going to be as bad as the current situation I'm in. Well, Give me a weapon. Give me a second.
Even I'm stressed, and it's not even my problem.
Not as bad as the situation I'm currently in, right? Not as bad as the situation I'm currently in, right?
Give me a second. No, I've got a few that I'm thinking on, and I'm just trying to like flesh them out with the AI quickly.
Shame.
Okay. So, considering how tightly interwoven it is with your very soul, the price is going to be a bit difficult for you to accept. But you will no longer be in pain, and you will actually be able to live free of it. And the price is going to be your dreams. You will be able to sleep, but you will no longer feel fully well rested after it. Your dreams will be consistently taking up essentially what is your soul for the weapon. It'll be feeding off of that instead of you. So in other words, he will then become immune to magical sleep and dream-based effects. And he gets disadvantage on some wisdom saves.
Yes.
You do understand that having your dreams taken is going to make you seen as empty by fake creatures. As Shira just stands there contemplating for a while, he's very conflicted right now.
Maybe there's another way, and you can just think on it, and you don't have to give an answer right now.
Would it be fine if I came back to this deal in the future? You may take your time. I understand that you've been looking for a way out for a while now. Surprising to see how much you've grown since the last time you were in the Feywilds back then. So, just to give you a ballpark, he was likely in the Feywild around 8 or so years ago. Well, thank you. I will find you again if I am not able to find another way. Very well. As for the rest of you, is there anything else you would like to inquire about?
I would ask the Fae if we'd be able to have this conversation a more private way by speaking with with a telepathic bond, so we can speak in each other's mind.
He immediately talks back to you in your head.
Okay. I basically tell him about the hounds that I saw when I was doing watch last night, and asking about them if he's ever encountered them before, and know why they're here in the Feywild, and so on.
Hmm. That is not a creature that I know of. We do have some two-headed wolves within the Feywilds, but nothing of what you're describing.
That is annoying. But it seems that I was correct that it is a void trial, perhaps.
An interesting situation you've got yourself in.
Truly, it is. Alright, I would then, I guess, cut the connection if he doesn't have anything to ask himself before I just nod in respect to him.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
That creature that we fought yesterday, unlike most Fae, really, it wasn't adversely affected by iron. And in fact, I think it,
Got
Made it-
enraged.
yes, it was, almost seemed
Hanky.
angry. Like powered, energized by it, which is so against the norm. And I was just wondering if you know why.
A creature made up of mortal fears, doubts, regret. Think about it. If iron went to work on a Fae, but rather than wound it, it would make it stronger. Is that not a fear that you mortals have?
Oh, I see. I guess that does make sense. If we happen to come across it again, do you have... I know Shira gave us some advice, but would you have any more advice?
The advice that Shira has given you is the only advice that works against them. They are born of your very doubts, your very regrets, and anything that you see wrong about yourself or even others. They will continue to exist as long as there are mortals alive.
That's unfortunate, but all right. Thank you.
Well, if there's one thing that I did come here to do is each of you seems to be a very unique individual, and memories hold power. And mortals have a lot of memories, doubts, and regret. I have been trying to track down whatever is changing the Feywilds, and I think you might be able to assist me with that.
Looks to everyone for their opinion, because he's not going to just say yes on behalf of
Well,
everyone.
It might benefit us to work together after all. I'd then look to Soul. This could let us find out why the Feywild is also having void magic seep into it and infecting other creatures in the Feywild, just like the theories we had, Soul.
Yes, it would be beneficial if everyone else is on board and agrees, then he then looks to everyone else.
I would be interested to hear this out.
Well,
Cinemac is AFK.
how dare he?
Imagine.
This is when he vetoes us and he's like, nah, and we're like, oh shit.
Let's just wait for him. What are you sending in memes? What the Alex?
What?
The memes.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Do you have anxiety prime? Yeah, why? Amazon. Oh yeah, I have that too.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much you in a nutshell, right?
Oh yes. Fucking kid dressed as a skipper just full of Halloween. Me with diarrhea. My god. That's just messed up.
That's the more tame ones I took from the Discord I'm part of. I mean, there was one. Fuck, I don't remember how it exact. Oh wait, I mean this one's pretty funny because it's relevance to Marvel Rivals eventually.
Mm. So, if you want an almost semi-direction that I'm using, for your story, by the way.
Who's
Alex.
mine?
Yeah.
Looking memes, right?
God. It's not wrong. I don't know if you know the direct story of how Devil May Cry is written.
It depends. Are you talking about the original, the remakes, or what? Because there's been so many
The
and so
original.
many iterations. I'm trying to remember. I think the original was Dante is trying to find his dad's sword or something. Eventually runs into his brother Virgil. They fight. Virgil jumps off the cliff into hell or whatever to face Mundus or whatever his
Somewhat.
name is. Gets corrupted. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I think that's
More
like the
on
base.
essentially the lore that they put behind with what hell is for them.
Okay. I'm just gonna search up what is hell in DMC1 because I have no clue.
Like, so a lot of the original writing, it's actually what I kind of like about the new Netflix series. They used a lot of the original lore from Devil May Cry. It was actually kind of refreshing to see that. I'm a little sad they didn't go. I don't think they went with the original voice actor for Dante.
Okay, so is it Demon World I have to look at? Probably. Okay, so Hellish Realm, which parallels the human world and serves as the homeland of many demons which populate the game, including the legendary Devil Knight. Extension of the original Darkness that covered the universe. So it's basically like does it keep doing this? Whatever. It's basically like the original worlds, if you want to even basically call it that, before the actual world that we know came into fruition. Or what? Because that's what it's basically saying on the wiki that I'm looking at.
Yeah, in a way.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
No, maybe.
Yeah, I've got a NPC that's going to be coming into play later down the line.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume it has layers just like Hell has in the wiki for DMC, because it said there was something like
Yes.
that before it kept redirecting it. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
guessing each. Okay, so it is kind of like the Void from
That's
Final
why
Fantasy.
he sounded so familiar, and that's why I'm so annoyed by it. So in the Netflix
What?
series, the voice actor for Dante is the voice actor for Nero from Devil May Cry, from the Devil May Cry games. That's why I was so annoyed by it.
Deadweight is voicing the other Deadweight. Nice.
What the hell? Why would they choose Nero's voice actor?
I don't know. But okay,
Oh,
so
that's
I was kind of right then at the very beginning when I said the void or whatever did have like layers that were ruled by different rulers. Okay.
We gotta get
All right,
Sinmax,
so Matt-
yes.
Yeah. Someone
And,
explain to Sinek what's happening.
So Archfey in front of us is basically saying, will we assist them in tracking down what's messing with the Fey Wilds? And because it's essentially, well, not making a pact, but a deal of sorts, we're getting everyone's yeses or nos. Everyone said yes so far, so we're just waiting for you.
We also
You do have the power to veto it, though. So.
I say
Someone
yes.
said yes to listen.
All right, so yes then. Okay, so we're all in agreement.
Okay. So, all I will need from you is that you step into the water. You will not be hurt. You will not be paying any price. This is
All right,
something
we'll have
that
to
I need.
We'll have to
to-
baptize Elril with the water I have in the Bastion.
I will
Until
just need to
Elril
use
burns, because
your-
Elril. Yeah. I'd calmly walk into the water. Man, I wonder if we baptize Elril with this water, would Elril just like melt into a puddle because he's contracted
Be
as being
cleansed of
that
his sins.
evil? Yeah, would he just be like cleansed, or what would happen? Because he is contracted to, the big bad Fae that's we're trying to basically fight. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Big bad Fae.
As you all get into the water, you see him press one of his fingers, which turns somewhat claw-like into the water, and run it along its surface. It almost seems like the water itself is being cut.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
And from it, you do see a bunch of very shiny lights. Let me see if I actually have a VFX for this.
Toggle. Toggle or no balls.
What? What the hell are you on about?
You heard me.
My
It's what happens when you drink the water. Feywild water, you go crazy.
Ooh, smells.
Pretty lights!
I just need
I
to...
simultaneously love and am terrified of the Feywild at the same time.
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within this river.
I'm just seeing if there's any others. There we go, that one works a little bit better.
Just
Oh,
exclamation mark.
Okay.
I am not seeing the right effects.
Really?
It's just like a caution sign.
What the hell?
what? It's there for me.
Hold on.
It was there for me when I tabbed in.
You have issues with Foundry somehow.
So now it's fixed.
Okay, well, as long as
Now
it's
it's
there, I
gone.
guess.
'Cause
Now it's
I'm
good.
updating it. I'm trying to find one that works better.
It works.
Okay, that would
Also
actually work
works.
better. There we go.
Hey, Sinmax gonna stand in line. Come here, Sinmax.
Yeah, I see pretty lads.
So, all of you do feel this pull of energy from you. It's not anything that's too heavy. It mainly just feels like a bit of just yourself. Essentially your being is being funneled to help stabilize this small little rift that is made within the water. In your lives, the adventures you've gone on, the doubts, the regrets, the triumphs, everything you've done within your short time, especially those you've been close with. All of this helps when trying to look for something that is far beyond somebody's reach. I am hoping that whatever this creature or being is has somewhat interacted with any of you, and I am able to use that to figure out exactly what we are dealing with.
Maybe
So-
before we go further, we should say that we are missing someone. They just poofed as we came into the Feywilds and we're trying to find them.
Well,
I should have maybe
hopefully,
mentioned that earlier.
hopefully they will show up as well. So as you are looking into this, the bunch of images just keep showing up, different parts of your different people's lives, and each one of you will see something different that's more connected with you than anyone else. Then images of some of the adventures you shared together, and just in general, a lot of different ways that your lives could have gone.
It's kind of sad. Or good, depending what you're seeing.
And then, when this ripple finally stabilizes, it changes.
It's purple. It has to be void.
Oh my god.
Listen, it's your fault for making everything purple, and it ends up being connected to the void somehow.
The void has various different colors to it, though.
I know, but every
Anyhow,
time you
there's-
end up meeting it,
It's
it's
always
always
purple,
purple.
that's the dodgy color.
Yeah.
The other campaign I used to play in as well, the dodgy color was purple. I didn't know this, and I made my one character's color together was purple, so that was awkward. But anyway,
Like, how dare you be
Very few
purple?
natural
Kill him!
things are purple.
Yeah, it is kind of the main thing. Purple is a very unnatural color. That's one of the main reasons. And when it does finally change, you all see this very withered scenery. Almost like the Feywild itself was dying. And in a moment before this rift just collapses around itself and dissipates into the water, all of you see this face that comes out from these withered branches and leaves, stare right into each of your souls. Let me see if I can get the image.
Man, if only Elril was here, because it's probably going to be Elril's patron. Then we can insight Elril, seeing why he's so squirmy all of a sudden.
Where is it? I'm just getting the image. I hope I can find a frontal look of the image. Otherwise, I'm just gonna use the main image and have you guys imagine what the frontal would look like.
Theatre of the mind.
Pretty much. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to use this. Discord. Jeez. Yeah, Velicus has some very weird bugs. We'll say that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to use Theatre of the Mind for that. As you see, the frontal of that
Yeah.
face.
I've never seen something like this before.
We have.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've seen it obviously out of character, not in yet. I don't think.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait for Elril to get back. We explain everything that's happened, and then when Elril squirms even for a second, I can fucking insight check him.
So as this rift kind of collapses in on itself and dissipates back into the river, you can almost see the Archfey look somewhat startled by the image you saw, even though they haven't got any facial features.
Hmm.
The vibe. Their vibe was startled.
Pretty much.
Is that the creature in charge of fiddling with the Feywilds?
It would seem so.
Oh.
I've only heard stories, but that thing is old. It's older than the Feywilds itself.
See.
Hmm.
What exactly is it?
I guess I can tell you, as I don't really have the full idea myself. However, did the fuckle fly?
Fly.
There's a fly in my room that's bugging me.
Oh my
Rude.
god, imagine the Archfey primordial thing was a fly.
No. That would be so
Doom it.
fucking weird.
The Archfly.
Oh,
Fuck off,
fly!
Archfey.
Where is it? There we go. Little dog. Why are you not playing nicely? Why is my Google Doc fighting me? There we go. So, in some of the old stories that I have heard, as well as whispers on the wind within the Feywild itself, there's stories of Fey who are older than even us Archfey. In a simple term, we call them Primal Fey. They are the embodiment of the raw essence of creation. I only know of two. One which was the guardian of the Evergrowth, and the other which was a guardian of. One moment. I forgot to write the name of the other one. Why?
Is it randomly just I don't know, Grimir?
And the Guardian of Lilia.
We're so gonna bully the fuck out of Elro about information.
Ah, here we go. Okay. And the other who was the guardian of the Pale Gates. They would be the direct embodiment of the Feywild and the Shadowfell themselves. You could almost call them gods in your tongue. They nurtured the land, they brought forth unyielding forests, rivers, lakes, even new Feywild creatures and Shadowfell monsters. They had a link to the world, as the Feywilds and the Shadowfell weren't separate realms, they were all part of the material plane at one point. You could almost say that I am, in a way, a descendant of this creature, as are every Fey. However, the story does go on a bit of a sinister turn. If this is true, I would not know. But from what I understand, as you mortals started popping into the world, some of you coveted this power and severed the link of these two creatures. You imprisoned them, cut off their very essence. I'm not sure if any of those who were of that family or that line that were part of the ones to imprison them are still around, but if they are, it is likely what is still holding them. And those shackles are weakening. It seems time has not played too nicely with the creature that we saw.
But we need to help you find a god.
It would seem so.
Well, Alex would rub the back of his head as he scratches with his claws before saying, well, knowing our luck, he will most likely find us first.
Oh, don't say that.
But for now, I think you should focus on finding your friends.
Yes.
I would look to the I guess he is an archfey, because
Yes.
he's not a primal fey yet. I'd ask him, so, out of just simple curiosity, what happens after we do find this primal fey? Will you be coming to some way,
not
or?
sure. I will assist in what ways I can. If I am able to, then I will. However, I'm not entirely sure on the situation fully. You have actually helped me gain some insight into what is likely going on, and I'm going to be using that to look a bit more deeply into what's happening.
I would ask the Archfey. With you being a Archfey, I'm going to just go off on a limb and assume that most normal Fae would recognize your power and stay clear if they don't want trouble with you, right?
You are correct.
Would it not be beneficial to like somehow tether that a small piece of it so most Fae don't try to attack us in some fashion as we're looking for this primal Fae?
That comes with a price, as you know.
I see. And what type of price would that be?
Give me one moment.
I have to see how
You hurt me. You hurt me so much sometimes.
And again, we could just not start fights with the Fae and we should be okay.
I mean, we don't start fights with the Fae. They start fights with us.
Yeah, but it's probably only the big ones that will start fights. That's
You never know that. I ain't risking it.
that's when this little umbrella lizard comes back for fucking vengeance at night.
I mean, that's fine. Well, we just won't have Sinmac blast. He can keep getting attacked and attacking the Fae. He's the only one who goes out of his way to do it after all.
The Mike wakes up each morning and looks like he's been like bitten by mosquitoes. I mean, he's covered in hair, but you get the vibe. Little things like, I will
restless
kill you.
nights.
I will kill you, and it does like no damage.
I mean, I don't know. If you put enough pressure on the eyeball of the tongue, it'd probably pop it or something or damage it.
Okay, it's going to be a very simple deal.
Okay.
I can give you protection. However, there is going to be a price. You shall
And that
aid the helpless when they bleed before you. So, in other words, if there's a helpless creature bleeding or dying in your presence, you must act, heal, protect, or carry them, whatever you can do.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I would
I
do
was
that
gonna
without
say,
even.
yeah, I think the best person to like accept this for that little fragment would probably be Soul, just because.
He would do it without even like needing to
Yeah.
ask to, because he'd feel bad.
Okay. So, do we have a deal then?
Just to be clear, if I see a creature in pain or bleeding specifically, I have to help it.
Yes.
I would do that without having to make a deal, but just say I didn't manage to help them.
As long as you did your very best, then you are not going to be breaking the deal.
What if it did break?
Soul wants all the info.
It's like I'm making no deal unless I know all sides of the coin.
You will dream nightly of those that you ignored. You will rewatch their death and feel every ounce of pain and suffering they were in during that moment that they were dying.
Wait, I think elves don't dream when in their trance, so I could take this, and if I don't end up being able to save something,
You
I
will
wouldn't even
dream
have
because
dream.
of this.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I imagine you're more being like taunted by like visions necessarily than like proper dreams, I guess. I mean, it's also it's Fae. I don't think you can out whimsy them. That's very difficult.
I ain't out whimsying them. It's D&D itself doing it for me.
Okay. Well, I would do my best to help any creature that I saw that was unfairly hurt, so I accept.
Very well. And no, this does not. You do not break this if you are hunting for food, as that is a natural way of life. Hunting a creature that is within its full ability to defend itself or run does not constitute a creature that is in need. So, do all of you accept this deal?
Would this is out of character? Would with Soul accepting this deal, does this apply to all of us?
Yes.
Oh, then probably not. Fuck. I'm gonna assume like if someone doesn't save the creature, would everyone get the nightmare or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nah, I'd rather just kill whatever normal Fae comes our way, because we can probably just kill it straight up, as long as it's not a unique Fae. Because the unique ones probably would not be deterred by the scent or whatever you want to call it anyways.
Okay, so you don't want to
What-
take part of this deal. Anyone else?
No.
I accept the deal.
Okay.
Okay,
Would
let's...
be bound to just one or two.
Yeah, because...
Yes, it will be individual.
So I'm gonna assume...
It's in my how you can't fight the lizard anymore.
Yeah. You do
I
realize it
just
can
need
now
to
fucking...
make sure I
fight.
heal that. I can still pick a fight. I just need to make sure the creature is
We
okay.
can't try
while
burn it in the fire.
So, quick
I mean, I
question.
can.
I'm gonna assume, like, if Valakith and I don't take the deal, but the others do, they would be technically immune from other Fae hunting them in a typical fashion, but we
Yes.
wouldn't.
Pretty much.
Unless we
I mean,
like
if that-
purposely aggravate them, then they would come after us. But they
Yes.
like
Smack.
otherwise would find you guys and not us, kind of thing.
Well, to be fair, like most normal Fae, we can typically kill with ease.
We'll see.
Like the only time,
Oh, it
I
depends
don't
what we're
know.
coming up against.
How long would this deal last? While we're in the entirety of the Feywild,
Feywild,
or even when we
yes.
leave? I mean, if it's just for the Feywild, because I'm gonna assume we're not really that expected to like stay that long in the Feywild, right, Ray?
You're not sure.
Of course. I don't know.
These
You
What do you
don't
time is
think,
have to
going
Val?
take it.
slower.
Valakith? You thinking of accepting this or no?
I'm thinking though.
Okay.
It's for
If he
fun.
doesn't accept, I probably won't accept either, because for a single fact, if a normal Fae comes to try and kill him or something, we're gonna have to help him anyways. Right, so like, not only that, I just realized as well, as far as we know, Elril isn't scent protected by this primal Fae, or whatever you want to call what's happening, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So I don't really think there's much benefit, because it just basically make us almost invisible to like the normal Wendigos that we just fought and other creatures
Listen,
like
mate, I
it.
have 55 health. I'm taking the fucking deal. You guys
Yeah.
don't have to,
But
but
yeah.
I am.
Yeah, but so like that's what basically would happen. So like normal
We
non-named
don't know.
creatures.
We don't know what level it works against. We don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I'm just saying, like, so yeah, I guess. I probably won't take the deal then, because if Valakith's not taking it, then he's already going to be visible to the other Fae. So if a fight happens, we're going to have to pitch in regardless. There's no real point.
Remember, a fight is different to assisting
Uh,
a creature that's that needs help.
What's my animal handling like? Because I guess I could always just help Soul, because you have good medicine, right, Soul?
Oh, his medicine's getting there. Yeah.
Well, what's your medicine?
It is I think it's a plus Yeah, it's a plus
Okay.
7. It's not bad.
Okay, then I'll fuck it. I'll take the deal. If I need a help soul, I can do an animal handling check to calm the creature, and soul works on it. Fuck it. I guess I'll just take the deal.
Okay. Everyone. So Valix,
Um,
Sinmac, Soul, Valikath.
Might as well, right?
Okay, so everybody's taking his deal. Shira is also. Very well. Okay.
Remember, it says you must. It just says you must aid. It doesn't necessarily mean like if you failed to save their life, as long as you tried
Yes.
your best. Like it's not like live or
Yeah.
live or die kind of thing.
uh,
You've just got to
quick
try your
question.
best to aid them.
That fox-like creature, would I be able to do like the animal handling expertise
Oops.
training with that thing?
Yeah.
If it lets you, maybe.
Hell yeah. It is advantage. God, I've been fucking waiting so long for this. Can I roll it now, or do you want me to wait?
Yeah, you can roll them now.
I think I pass.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna pass with these rolls. Jesus. Okay.
Do I pass, or do you want me to roll my other 4 die I get because I had advantage?
Roll the other 4. See if you get even better rolls.
Same so far. Nah, that one's better.
Yeah.
First one's better.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So it's a 26, 23, 22, 23. That 17 becomes a 23, so I basically pass.
Okay.
Sweet. I now have a, what is that? 13 animal handling.
Do animal handling. There we go.
Fuck yeah. Pass him 23. I don't even know what passive perception does for this shit.
Give me a second. I'm just quickly making the little boon. Actually, screw it. You guys can just write it down.
I mean, yeah, we just have to remember, like, as long as we try to save a fake creature, that's not trying to kill us.
Pretty much. Okay. So, as he holds out his hand towards all of you, then the deal is made. As each of you feel this, like, energy somewhat just envelop you for a moment before it dissipates.
Yes, thank you for your protection.
You are very welcome. Now, I must take my leave. I do hope that you all stay safe within the Feywilds. And
Thank
try
you.
to enjoy your time here at least.
One question. If
Just before he vanishes, he looks towards you.
if I leave, when I leave the Feywilds, will this weird thing that you said about change, will it revert?
No.
I think he's like face falls a little bit. He's like, oh, okay.
Okay. While you guys were talking with him, a couple animals have shown up around the river.
Monkey
Fox.
squirrel,
Squirrel!
floaty fox.
3 foxes.
They are stone foxes.
Stoned foxes, my topic.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty much literal foxes made of stone and moss. And they tend to reside around lakes, rivers, and such within the Feywilds.
Cute.
I want to touch, I want to pet it. Well, first I'm going to get out the water. Because I'm going to get granny feet. Get out the water.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just getting the
1.
full description for them. Not a literal 2 seconds. I'm going to stab you with the fork.
Damn it.
So close.
Okay. Yeah, they are essentially just sitting there somewhat in the water within the river. Well,
Okay.
at least now you've met him.
Right, that I was completely thrown by everything that just happened. You're friends with an archfey?
Not exactly friends, but yes.
You really are an interesting person.
Oh, what did you expect? You're not exactly uninteresting yourself.
Well, I think I'm a bit more mundane than an archfey, but to be honest, can't actually say I'm surprised anymore. The way you have contacts with interesting things.
Oh, it seems that he said some interesting things about you as well. So, I guess we're both in that boat.
So he did. Not too sure I like hearing all of that, but out of sight, out of mind for now, I guess.
So, I think we should probably just rest here for the rest of the day. Continue in the morning.
Sounds like a
Um,
plan.
You do notice that these foxes seem to be as still as literal statues. And around them, you can see ripples of water coming out of them, almost as if like a rock has been thrown into the water, but there's no movement as the ripples hit other ripples that come off of some of the other foxes before a few more ripples head out from one of them and hits another one of the foxes.
Phil watches it curiously, but he does not understand if it's anything.
Give me a nature check.
My nature's not very good. No, 14.
Good enough. So, from what you can tell, the foxes are talking to each other.
Oh.
So, from what you can see, every time one of the ripples hits one of the other foxes, ripples are sent back in response.
Can I do an animal handling check to see if I notice something else with their unique behavior that Soul perhaps didn't?
Sure?
Oof. Well, I mean, it's still higher than Soul's, and I got a 2.
I mean, mine was nature, though, not animal handling.
I know, but I got a 2 and I got a 15. Damn, even when I roll high now.
You can notice that the longer they are in the water, the greener the moss on their heads and tail becomes, as well as some of the stones that are on them start floating around them.
Okay.
So, these little creatures are harmless. They,
Where's the other one? Are they?
how do I say this? They're essentially what you would call guardians of sorts. They make sure that a lot of the main waterways and lakes are kept in check. From what I've heard, they're thought to be born from forgotten wishes that have been whispered into rivers and lakes.
That's both beautiful and sad, really.
Nature of anything beautiful is there's always bound to be something sad around it.
Soul's then gonna give like a little nod of his head to them and be like, well, thank you for allowing us to share in your river, little stone guardians. It's like, I don't know what to call them.
They just called stone foxes, honestly.
Well, nobody has any alcohol in them, right?
If only Anduin was here. He held on to that bottle the entire campaign.
You kept that damn keg of honey ale for so long.
No. Okay, then I'm just gonna need some tea.
Well, I could get us some alcohol.
I won't say no to that. I could do with a drink after all of that.
Probably the best time to help you understand how to have some survival skills in Feywilds than Sinmac. If you want to accompany me, that is.
my god, for a second I thought he was
That's
going to
all
ask
good.
Sol, and I was like, please don't. Off you go, Sinbad.
Okay.
They're going shopping!
And the rest of you, I
Okay.
think, are gonna set up some camp here, hey?
Yeah.
Most
I'm
likely.
wondering what type of training Valaketh can do in the meantime.
What kind of training would you like to try?
Last session I mentioned that he begins to really focus on improving wisdom saves. And you kind of just put a tab on that?
So, something you can actually attempt. So, the stone foxes emit an aura around them of calm. What you can attempt to do is block that aura from affecting you.
Okay.
Okay, so you can give me some wisdom checks to do that.
Checks. Would they be saves?
Checks.
Alright. I have not much to add to this. And I can't use Indomitable in these as well in that
Yeah.
instance, right?
Nope.
Yeah, useless ability. It's just roll 4?
Yeah, 4.
Oh, that was
Okay,
close.
that's a
That was
better
nearly a
one.
nat 20.
That's a really good one. Okay, so you don't succeed this time, but you will have advantage on your next attempts. Okay. So let me quickly just set up the camp for you guys, and then I'm gonna go to Shira and Sinmac. Valak, you've done your rolls.
I do have some things to ask about feats because I'm seeing some in the special traits and about how to gain feats and what ones you can gain, but I can ask that.
Okay. That's not what I wanted. I want.
Can I try, like, Dex? And I'll do it, I don't know, by, like, trying to hop across.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
Stones?
train you in Dex by
I don't
throwing
trust
stuff
you.
at you. And you... No, I'd
No,
grab,
thank
I'd grab stones, throw them at you, and use
Nope,
Dex to
it's
dodge
okay.
them.
I'm gonna just practice hopping across stones. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Boo! Oh no! Suddenly you jumped right into the iron chain that is suddenly in front of you.
No, I'm gonna play on the rocks, thanks.
Boo! Where's your sense of danger?
I would rather not be scalded alive.
Nice. I think that's probably a pass.
Oh, no, I got stuck on the other dice.
I mean, you got 3 of them above a 10, so
It might give me advantage or something next time, but I don't think it'll make
maybe.
it.
Let me.
Wait,
one
was this
sec,
for
sorry.
proficiency or just up?
Say again?
Was this just for proficiency or expertise, or is this an up?
This is
Up.
to increase dex,
Yeah.
It's just an up.
because it's at an odd number right now.
Let me check. Sorry.
I can't
Brain
wait
is
until the day I'm
working.
gonna start doing it on strength. That's gonna be fucking funny.
I mean, you could.
That's just gonna be Soul
I
trying to
don't
pick up
know.
everyone's weapons.
Good luck.
So you will have advantage on your next attempt.
Okay.
Okay. So there's your camp.
Yay! A bit of fire.
Yes, I am making all of these literally on the fly every time.
It's cute though, because it makes it more like personalized, because you can put it to different places.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're missing a taint there.
Oh yeah.
Put one here.
Under the trees.
Under the trees. Dibs.
Under the trees, everything better. There it is. Drier under the trees.
That's on top of the trees.
I can't put it under!
God damn
It's
it.
a tree house. It's a hammock.
All the little fey bugs are going underneath it too.
Yeah, living under the trees or the bugs.
If I'm not on the ground, the frog things can't get me.
There we go. It's on top.
So
Okay,
they crawl through the ground to get your eyeball and eat it.
so Shira takes you out a little ways from the river.
Oh no, Simek's taken out.
No.
He's cheating on me already.
Oh my gosh.
Well, to be fair, aren't you already emotionally cheating on Elro?
Elro's my friend.
Oh, there's some pretty deep moments with you two.
No, they just good friends.
Sure. Is that what you say to all your boy toys?
Oh my god, you want to put these two twinks, these two bottom useless twinks together, nothing would ever happen. They're the gossip girls of the group.
Except they're not girls.
Yeah, they're twinks.
Oh my gosh, okay. So, after a little bit of searching, you finally find the tree that he's looking for. It's a very interesting looking tree. It's a very lopsided tree that almost looks like it's got a crooked smile to it. And the scent of spiced wine hits your nose the closer you get to it. Ah, there it is. So, this is called a drunken root tree. It's really, really stupid. Let's just say it's somewhat of a sentient plant.
That one.
Sentient, as in it can think and feel.
Yes.
Interesting.
Nope, don't say it.
The closer you get, and the tree almost looks like it straight up moves to look at you.
Is it safe to approach this tree?
It is. Okay.
Immediately.
And as you finally get right in front of the tree, you start hearing it speak. Why don't dryads ever get lost? Because they always stick to the root!
Burn the fucking tree alive.
Yeah, I like the tree. It's gonna give me alcohol.
It's straight up. Okay, so it is a sentient tree. It brews its own alcoholic sap that is known as drunken root resin. This can be essentially watered down with just water or anything you would like to use, and it will literally turn that into alcohol. It will turn it into a drink. However, this tree sings to birds, heckles passing adventurers, and tells terrible jokes.
I like this tree.
Oh, yeah, you would.
I'm gonna go make friends with the tree.
You know why I don't trust will-o-wisps? They ghosted me! Literally!
Fucking pain.
There will be a slight smirk on Sinmac's face.
Okay.
Shall we gather the sap then?
Can you tell a very bad joke?
Can I tell a bad joke? Perhaps. Not today though.
You want?
Leave that
You
up
want some?
to you.
You want alcohol?
Oh, no, I do not drink.
Well, if we want to get the alcohol for the rest, then we're gonna need to tell it a really, really bad joke.
That would depend on how much they would like to.
I think it will help at least loosen them up a little bit, especially in the current situation. Okay, well, since you're not really a good one,
Paul would be having the time of his life there. Oh my god.
what do you call a drunk dryad? I don't know. What? A tipsy tree hugger. And
Down.
just like that, it like literally starts laughing and crying, and some sap starts to come pouring down as Shira starts collecting it with one of the water skins that he emptied.
Would that then be enough, or would you like me to try?
We are gonna need a little bit more, so yes.
Get some for the road. Tell lots of bad jokes.
Fine. Why are skeletons always so calm?
Why?
Because nothing gets under their skin.
As it starts laughing again, and Shira collects even more of the sap. Okay,
I hate this.
I think we have enough. We should probably also get some food before we head back, so let's do a bit of hunting, shall we?
Yeah.
As you
Just
both
before we
start-
go,
yes?
quick question. Can we take a twig and put this in the material?
No.
I didn't think it would grow there, no. Would make a great addition to our...
True, but not the best idea. In any case, as you both start walking away from the tree, you could just hear the laughter in the distance.
Fantastic.
Okay. So you two are going to be hunting for some food, so give me a survival check.
Oof.
Oh, I thought that was Sinmac. I was like, go Sinmac!
Unluckily, it was not.
Don't think Senrak has
Alright.
that kind of stats for survival.
I don't. I really don't.
Get there. You'll get there.
Just roll it. Why won't it roll? Why is it not rolling? There we go. Clicking on the wrong place again. Told you.
Okay.
He's learning. He's practicing.
Yes, that is why I came along, to get my wisdom
That
up.
is true.
But wouldn't you
Okay.
then roll 4?
I'm
Aren't you doing that
quickly-
as a thingy?
But it's not just survival, it's straight wisdom that.
Oh, you want to do straight wisdom. Oh, I see.
Yes.
I mean, it'd still be 3 other checks. 'Cause if you're just trying to up your, still 4 checks. Typically, but in this case, because you're actively doing it, they give them like.
Yeah, I suppose.
Give me a second. Okay, so also give me a perception check as well as an insight check. Oof.
Damn.
You are not having a good rolling day.
Nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell. Okay. You
know what,
seem to
rather
be
now than
so
later.
hellishly distracted that you just cannot, like, focus on understanding how Shira is trying to teach you to hunt right now.
It's the pretty lads.
To be fair, you're in the Feywilds. That is a very weird place to be.
Yeah.
This is completely understandable.
So, your hunt concludes, and you have literally learned fuck all. Jeez. Those are horrible rolls. What the fuck?
Hey, at least it's not in a fight. For
Yes.
once.
And you both are coming back with the letter. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? I know I saved it. Did I put it in the wrong folder again?
Ole?
I think I did. It's fine, I'll find it now. Here it is. Why won't you place into Discord? Why is my Discord being difficult?
Usually is.
Yeah, it typically is, isn't it?
There we go. Okay, hopefully it works now. I literally just closed Discord and opened it up again. No, not in handouts.
Oh, it's pretty though.
Kill it. Eat its bone marrow.
So juicy, sweet.
What the fuck? Since
What?
when did fucking Stitch become a part of this?
I don't know. I mean, do you not remember what we talked about last week out of the blue? Like, are
Oh,
you
yeah.
really that shocked?
This is true.
Like, I think that's pretty tame compared to what Elver or Sol and I were talking about last week.
I guess. Shush.
I'm gonna be a daddy slash a mommy at the end of the campaign.
Okay. There we go. I'm putting the name as well. Okay, so the two of them come back with this dead stag that Simak is essentially just carrying by himself.
E.
Well, successful hunt then?
Yes, Simak seemed to have been quite distracted, however.
Yes, apologies for that. It is new to me, this area.
Hmm. Well, either way, we have dinner.
Thank you for your service, lads. I will
Yes.
leave you to the gutting and all of that. I'm not doing that.
If she'll just put it over there, so Mark, I will deal with the skinning and such.
I'd like to observe it to the bare minimum.
Okay. He starts cutting it open, removing the insides and such, as well as slowly but surely skinning it from the meat, and then starts cutting the meat into sections, ribs, flank, all of that. Takes a while, like about give or take 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a very massive stag. It's almost the same size as you, but it's not huge.
Not muscly
big.
like me.
Yes. And then, after all of that's been done, he sets the skin aside over here, along with the antlers and all of that other shit. The insides get... He pretty much collects all the insides and puts them a little ways away from the camp for other critters and that to eat and such. And then he takes the cuts of meat that he's gotten, puts quite a few of them away into a very specific looking bag that it's leather on the outside, but on the inside it seems a lot more sealed on the inside. And then he takes the flank meat, cuts it into 5 pieces, one for each of you, and heads to the fire with it.
Woo. I can help with spices because of prestidigitation. That's about as far as I go with helping with cooking.
Does Alex would just sit there twitching in annoyance as he waits for the food to cook instead of immediately just draining it of its nutrients while it was raw.
Okay, so he starts cooking the food. I take it that the rest of you are enjoying your time here, at least?
It is interesting.
Very pretty.
Granted, I can't wait for us to finally find Elril again so we can continue on properly.
Well, we
But
have moved closer towards the dial that your friend, lover, whatever she is in.
Yes. I would take it out and look at it, seeing what direction it's in, and if it's closer or farther.
It is still pointing north. You're not really able to tell how far.
Yeah, I as soon as I asked like how close or not, I just realized in my head, well, it's a compass. It's not a
Yeah,
fucking globe.
it's not a globe.
Uh,
It's not
Funny enough,
GPS.
another campaign I'm part
tracking.
of, the DM somehow had one of the characters have a tablet. Anyways, it's still pointing north towards her, so at least we know the general direction. Let's just hope that Elril is soon being done from being used as a Fey ping pong.
Yes. I'm quite worried about him. It's not normal to go disappearing in the Feywild like that.
Yeah.
As for Sinmac, that's a different case. We know exactly what happens with him.
Sinmac's normal. We don't really pay much attention when he does point.
At least we know where he's going. But Elril, we have no clue.
Exactly.
Elril, though, every time so far, Elril has disappeared. Faye has been involved for some reason. It is mildly concerning and almost suspicious in a way. After all, we all know if a Fae takes you, they don't typically let you back.
This is true. Okay. So he finishes up cooking the meat. He takes a couple of the rations, more for like the starch component of the dish, and
Mhm.
plates it up for each of you. And just pretty much so. Sinmac gets a plate, Sol gets a plate, Valak, you get a plate. Valakath, he sees that you're still in the water, so he just sets your plate down. And yeah. Dinner is served.
I drain it of its nutrients as I continue talking to Thera about the fact that every time Elril has disappeared, it's always involved Fae, and how Elril somehow always comes back as if nothing has happened, as far as we know.
Interesting. Probably something we will have to look into at some point.
Indeed.
Valakath emerges from the water feeling and smelling better and gets his food.
Shall I prepare the drinks then?
You found alcohol?
Yes.
I thought you were joking.
You can just mix it with some water, and yeah, we will essentially have a. Guess you could call it an ale of sorts.
Oh, ale with that. Ooh, okay. Whew, okay.
So
I'll go get the water. So I'll like run down, get a jug of
drunken
water,
root sap,
kettle of water.
or drunken root resin, others call it. Satyrs are usually the ones around these trees. They always get drunk off of it. It is an alcohol. It does have a weird effect, but as long as you don't get too buzzed on it, you should be fine.
Now, what type of con save? Would these be con saves or
Yes.
wisdom saves?
Con saves
Oh,
for all of you who wants to take a drink.
Do we at
What
least
are my
know
con
what
saves
it
like?
will
Oh,
do?
and I got a +6. I'm Gucci.
I have a +2.
Not bad.
With a huge bonus, and it would be fun to roll, but would I do it?
It's not a bad
Yeah.
thing.
Would
I
do
mean,
it?
Valix has drank before, but not like this. And not without proper reason. Hmm.
I mean, do I
You
need to
know
roll?
what? You know what? I'll pour it into the extra wine skin or water skin, whatever the fuck it's called. I have one filled with alcohol and one filled with water.
I'll be right back, sorry.
I
Okay,
have
I mean,
a spare
we
water
have
skin.
these things. You have to like dilute it quite a bit, so we'll have like
Yeah.
it for quite a while at least. It's not like we'll finish it
Anyways.
all in one night.
Okay, sorry.
With a
Back.
water skin full of lemonade.
Okay, so
I have.
what are
Alright.
you guys doing?
I have 2 water skins. One's filled with water. The other is filled with alcohol. As I'm pouring the alcohol into the water skin. The
Yes.
spare one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Well, Saul's having some. I don't know if anyone else is.
I might try.
Oh yeah,
some.
so also the food that Shira made, he's cooked the meat perfectly, so it's like butter when you
Delicious.
bite into it. It's
Yum, yum,
very,
yum.
very soft.
Tender and
Hope it tastes
mild.
better than butter.
It doesn't taste like butter, no, but it does taste really good. That's why I rolled a survival check for him.
Okay. All right. If we have nothing else, I do have these special traits and feats and shit I want to talk to you about.
So all of you who want to take a drink,
Okay.
con save. Okay,
Yeah.
so you succeed the con save, so you
Okay.
have advantage on
Oh.
any and all charisma checks for 1 hour. You're buzzed, but you're functional.
I don't know if I want to roll.
I mean, you know what? Why not?
Valix would look at it like it's his mortal enemy before he takes a small sip to see what it tastes like.
Yeah, what does it taste like,
Listen.
actually?
Yeah, listen, Valix rarely drinks, okay?
It tastes. It's got a warm, spicy aroma, almost like a mulled cider mixed with honeyed brandy.
Is that a pass or a fail?
That is a fail.
Oh no!
Oh.
Okay,
You just go to bed early. Just go to bed early. It's
for
fine.
the next 10 minutes, Valix, you are giggly and off balance.
I took a small sip! I
Yep.
barely took a drink!
Yeah? A small sip is all that it takes.
Oh my god! Wait! You said I have advantage on persuasion or something like that.
You have advantage
Charisma
on
check.
Yeah, I'm
any
gonna
and all
summon
charisma
my-
checks for
Okay.
1 hour.
And
I'm
he's
gonna
and
go
he's
to
tipsy
my
and dancy.
fucking
No.
tent. Oh my
You're
God,
tipsy and you're
fine.
going wah.
And you're
Soul's
giggly.
gonna roll to dance with him around the fire.
That's a fucking...
So that's
What would I even roll?
What is... So, how do you...
I even rolled badly.
I think that's a charisma save.
Yeah, so I have a +2. I'd have to beat that. I can't beat it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. I don't even think you'd be able to, like, convince him even when he's drunk. Okay, well, exactly
know.
explain, like, how drunk he is, because he took a small sip. You said he was tipsy, right?
Yeah.
And you
So,
said he was slightly
You're giggly and off balance.
Okay, that doesn't mean he's... Okay, yeah. No.
Yeah, no, if
Alex would just
If
if you
yeah,
critical
no.
failed it, it would have been you gain a confused condition, are giggly,
Yeah.
off balance, and you think the
Yeah.
trees are telling secrets to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's not gonna
no,
ask you to dance.
Valak-
He's gonna go and he's gonna go sit there and he's gonna like gossip about shit. Like gonna tell you
Alex would
stupid
just
stories
hold
about the
his
tree.
head before he would just glare at Solue as he gets up and heads to his tent as he complains that this is almost as bad as the headache he had during the party back in his homeland.
And the whole
as he goes
way
to
into his
tent.
tent, he's giggling.
Yeah.
He's
I
weak.
better not
Anyone
wake
else?
up fucking drunk naked in my bed again. Swear to God.
Well, he wasn't as much fun as I thought he would. Anyone else?
Listen, the last
It's really
time
tasty.
he was this tipsy, he woke up drunk in his bed, butt ass naked. So,
Shira takes
okay.
a swig.
Please fail.
So you know it's funny.
He can't fail, can he? He's
No,
like an idiot or some
he
shit.
can fail, but he has advantage on stuff like this.
Oh,
I
you
got
fucking
16.
cunt.
I mean, it's an 18. Not
Okay,
pass,
so he is
What was the DC?
14.
First says one off them.
I'm not even joking, it is 14. DC 14
I don't.
can't save.
Yeah, no, I believe you, but that's still fucking annoying.
Like, it's a low con save and you failed it.
I only have a +2, so
That is
it's not
true.
that bad.
Yeah, to be fair, I just
Capable-
have proficiency in saving throws, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm good.
How capable is Veliketh at his telekinesis? Can he like float a stream of water from the river into his mouth?
Yeah.
That's
He
quite
just
hectic.
does that when Soliway asks who else wants to drink.
Do you make
Well,
it with
that's not
some
fun.
sap or not?
No,
Okay.
just
So you're
pure
just
water.
having water. Okay.
Zenak, you could have a drink?
Sorry, I don't drink.
Fair enough. I wouldn't pressure you otherwise.
Oh.
He's gonna drink again because no one else was
Oh
drinking
my
with
God.
him, really. So
That's
he's like,
really-
fuck it, I'll do it.
You have high rolls all of a sudden. What the hell?
It's because I'm proficient in.
Yeah, but you're also rolling
Same.
above 10 constantly.
He's like, this is nobody ever thought they'd see the day of this tiny little fucking twiggy twink, just like drinking all the alcohol gone.
Jeez. Okay. So maybe you should calm it down a little bit. You know, pace yourself.
But I feel perfectly fine, and it's tasty.
Okay.
I hope you get a nat one.
Besides, you said this place is safe,
True.
and who knows when we'll get another safe place to just relax. And besides, I heard some really weird things today, so I think I deserve a drink.
I guess. Well, at least we have had a pretty good meal for once.
Cheers to Sidmak and Shira for the delicious dinner and the alcohol. And he's going to take one more. And then that's it. He's going to bed.
Oh my god!
I called it. I called
You
it.
hoping for that
As you
suspicious
suddenly-
thing again?
Oh my god!
As
Okay.
you suddenly hear Valix from his tent say, "I hope you fucking choke on that alcohol, Soul."
So
Oh, I thought you were sleeping.
you
No,
are.
I went to lay down. He didn't fall asleep immediately. He's laying there holding his head, like groaning about the fact that this is just like the party he once had, and he was
But he's also
fucking
giggling.
forced
He's
to.
going, hee hee, my life
Yeah,
sucks. Hee hee
Yeah,
hee.
he's basically laying in his bed, groaning about the fact that his head hurts because this is just like the party where he got blackout drunk, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, so you are giggling, very off balance, and you are confused.
Sounds about right.
Fucking
So
I
at this
am
point-
so glad he got
Is there even a confused?
that.
It is, I think.
Let me check. There's charmed, frightened, invisible,
No.
poisoned, exhaustion, incapacitated. You can just do charmed.
Yeah,
I
I guess you
guess.
could charmed, I guess.
Okay,
Surprised
Although
anyone.
I have don't I have like advantage against.
It's
Not
not
charmed,
it's not
yeah.
actual charm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I
actually
guess
charm.
so.
It's just that you can get it too. Fucking cold in that one too, which makes it even
I was
better.
low-key hoping for one just because it would be really funny.
the fact that it happened. Oh my god.
So I was like, he's either going to do really well and be completely fine the next day, or I'm going to get a nat 1 for him and he's going to feel
Okay.
like absolute shit.
So, with you being confused, fuck it. I'm just gonna have fun with this. You essentially are going to act on
A fun spell
your
it could just
deep
set off.
desire, pretty much whatever like deep desires or such you have right
Oh
now.
god, I don't know.
So she was gonna notice you are very drunk right now, and he's
Oopsie.
going to like notice you are pretty much falling over yourself. He cleans up the plates and that before he comes over and like somewhat picks you up.
A princess
Noticing-
carry.
Noticing you are just you're not walking on your own at this point. He pretty much princess carries you and takes you to your tent. Okay, I think you've had more than enough to drink.
I'm tempted to do like random spells for no fucking reason, just because it's funny.
Well, you can.
I know, they don't harm anyway. They don't do any harm. They just kind of utility
Oh
random
my
funny ones.
gosh, okay.
Fireball in the party.
Oh my god, actually it would be really funny. I'm gonna do that. So while like Shira's picking him up, or coming over to him picking him up, or whatever,
Mhm.
he's gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, a knight in shining armor." And then as he says that, he's gonna essentially he's like changing the phase of mechanically he's changing the phase of his lunar sorcery.
Yeah.
So actually, let me just find the description. I can't fucking remember. Oh, where is it? Oh, here. So it's the third one. Yeah. So as he's saying that, his like appearance starts to change. So like he still looks like himself, but like his hair changes kind of from its normal like silver white hair,
Yeah.
and it turns to more of like a silvery purple. And his eyes start changing from like the kind of silvery blue that he has to like a pale purple.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he's really pale. Well, he's not really pale with pale skin. He looks even like paler, like more like porcelain. As he changes, and then right next to Shira, he's just a phantom steed is just gonna appear next to you.
Oh gosh.
And imagine this phantom steed. It would kind of have a similar look to like the coloring of his current like hair and eyes. So it's like silvery, purple, bit of blue, bit of white, in the mane and tail and all of that. But it's quite a. I would say it doesn't look like a war horse. It's more like elegant looking. And then he just looks at Shuri and he's like, "Let's go for a ride." I don't have to concentrate on that. That just appears.
I know. I find it so funny that it's not a concentration spell.
It just appears. Whoop.
My gosh. Maybe another time. Let's get you to bed.
But my horsey.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be there at some point.
It'll be there for what? How long is it? I think it's for like an hour.
1 hour.
You'll stand outside for like an hour.
Never had enough fun with that spell last campaign.
It's actually quite a
Never
fun
could use
spell.
it in combat.
It's good for people at the back of the line that can like move around a lot. It's not really good for frontliners.
So I would say it looked like this. And just put it in handouts.
It's kind of universally good.
Yeah.
Just has one
It's
hit
the only
point.
thing that it takes any damage
Well,
and poof, it's gone.
Technically it has more one hit point, but yeah.
Poof.
Yeah,
There
kind
was
of
a
like
horse
that.
there?
Kind of like that. But maybe a bit more like of the purple than the blue.
This type, it's more purplish than blue. So we know.
Yeah. But
Okay.
very much that vibe.
Okay.
Oh, see how that's gone.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't have that spell. I thought I had that spell.
I think I'm gonna have to make sure you don't end up burning the camp down, or I don't know. Whatever you can do with your magic, just in case.
I don't want to go to bed. I'm quite fine. I don't need to go to bed. And as he says that, his appearance is going to change again. It's already like shifting to where his hair's now turning black, and his eyes are going like an icy, quite an icy, like striking blue. He's casting this, but on himself, so that he doesn't have to hear Shira
Oh my
tell
god.
him to go to bed. Like, no, shut up.
Oh gosh. Have any of you
Can't hear you.
dealt with this before?
No, you can't tell me what to do.
I could always knock him out,
No, we're not doing that. Oh,
but it's an option.
Fine. You can stay up a bit longer, but try not to cause any chaos.
He can't even hear you. He's just kind of
God.
watching your facial expression because he can't hear you.
He just kind of has this slightly defeated look on his face.
And then as you set him down, he's gonna like waddle, like stumble, waddle, fall over, and then his appearance is gonna change back to the pale purple vibe. This is probably, the deafness lasts like a minute, so I imagine in this time the minute has passed. And then he's gonna say, "Who wants to see a pretty magic trick?" And then before anyone even says yes or no, he's making.
Oh my god! No!
Wait, I can't zoom out far enough. Okay, well, I can't place the proper template down because it's not letting me zoom out. But the whole area, like around the tent, is basically, it's going to be like the weirdest LED trip. Like, it's going to look like the floor's like waves, like woo. Because that's how he's seeing the world right now. Because he's a bit drunk. He is.
God.
So he's made the whole area look like that, which you can obviously make checks, and you can tell it's just magic. Nothing's actually happening.
Agatha adjusts his mask. Oh, the environment's changed.
But then, like, because now he's made it like that for himself, it's actually making it worse for him. So he literally just, like, falls over.
Okay.
And then he'll fall asleep. That's the drama he's gonna cause. Well, not asleep, but he's like,
Yeah.
floppy now.
Okay. She was just gonna pick you up and take you into the tent. You guys have a good evening. I'm gonna make sure this one doesn't cause any more trouble.
Doesn't set the house on fire. I can't. I don't have fire magic.
This is true.
I could make fire magic.
That is true. And you also have Sorcerer's Burst, which technically can be fire.
I can make fire. I just choose not to.
Okay. So, Shira's going to be staying the night with you in your tent, making sure you don't cause trouble again.
Now she was gonna have to deal with him, like, playing with, like, dancing lights in the tent. He's gonna, like, precipitate random things. Like, he's like, look at this magic I can do.
Well, he's probably going to be tired in the morning. And not because of anything other than you're just keeping him awake.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. But eventually he will be like, okay, I'm tired now. And then he'll just literally do, like, the swing his leg and arm over Shira and just be like, comfy body pillow, and then go to sleep. He's like, okay, I've had my fun, I'm tired now, bye. He's literally a toddler. He's just running around, like, on a sugar rush, and then crashes. He's like, bedtime. But he still has that, like, purpley look to him. Hello, my puppy dog.
Give me a second.
What did you just roll a fucking
Shira's possessed.
charisma for?
Don't worry.
Shira's got that horny in him.
No,
I'm sleeping.
see.
I'm innocent. Look, I just made funny
Okay.
things. I did nothing destructive whatsoever.
That's not what I'm rolling for, don't worry. Okay. We are gonna end the session there. Cause okay.
Kind of.
Ended in chaos. Love it.